I could start it with a little bit of a story that maybe will wake us up a little bit, give us a little bit of an understanding of how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us, but at the same token, how unlimited HaKadosh Baruch Hu is. You see, most people today, struggle with emunah. Whether you're religious or not, most people struggle with emunah. They have a hard time believing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu really cares about every little thing that you're doing. Whether you're religious or not. I've met religious people and non-religious people that have a hard time believing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu cares whether you wash your hands in the morning, whether you're going to go to Beit Knesset or not, whether you're going to pray on time or not, whether you're going to keep Shabbat or not. A lot of people think that HaKadosh Baruch Hu simply is too busy. You should know, thinking that is a Greek belief. That's what the Greeks, over 2,000 years ago, told Am Yisrael. Yeah, we believe that there's a creator of the world, because obviously this big something we live in had to have come from somewhere. So we believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but we believe he's so big and so powerful, he left. He's too busy to care whether you're going to wash your hands or not, whether you'll find a zivug or not, whether your paycheck is going to clear or not, whether the stock will go up or down. He's too busy for that stuff. He left. That's a Greek belief. That's why we celebrate Chanukah next week, which we'll discuss, certain halachot about it next week, B'ezrat Hashem, when it's more pertaining to the times. But nonetheless, that's what the Greeks wanted us to believe. Many Jews today have the beliefs of the Greeks without even knowing it. There was a study done about 2.5 years ago by a Jewish organization about the modern Orthodox community. Now, the people 2,000 years ago also had Yetzer Hara, just like us. Unfortunately, they fell for it. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu destroyed the Beit HaMikdash because of them. Every day the Beit HaMikdash is not built, that means that if it was, we would be destroying it. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not telling us, no, you don't have the merit to build the Beit HaMikdash right now. Opposite. If it was built right now, Hashem would be destroying it, because of all the shtuyot that's in our mind. And this study that came out 2 years ago confirmed it. What did it confirm? One of the findings that they found on the modern Orthodox community, a study of about 4,000 or so different people, which is a relatively decent sized study for that size of a community, that over 50% of the modern Orthodox Jews, which again, if you ask a modern Orthodox Jew, are you religious? He's going to absolutely tell you yes. No modern Orthodox Jew will ever tell you, I'm not religious, I'm secular. The point of being modern Orthodox is that you believe that you are religious, but you're more modern with the times. It's like, stylish religious. And people think this is perfectly fine. Torah doesn't, but people think, okay, no problem. So what does modern Orthodoxy, what do they get us to today? Over 50% of modern Orthodox people, males and females, admitted that they do not believe in Hashgacha Pratit. They do not believe in divine providence, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is monitoring every single thing that you do, including playing with your phone, including not paying attention, including thinking about the girl you're not even allowed to look at, including whether you believe that Hashem is going to give you parnasah or not. Everything, all the things that are in your mind. This is one of the ikarim of being a Jew. It's one of the foundations of being a Jew, is that Hashem is so great, He knows in real time. Not like slow yesterday's email. Real time, 5G, 900G. He knows exactly what every single one of us is thinking right now, what we thought a minute ago, and every single thing is being watched, every single thing is being written down, every single thing is being heard, and every single thing is going to be shown to us one day on Judgment Day. This is one of the foundations of our belief in Judaism. Over 50% of the so-called religious modern Orthodox say, this I don't believe. Now, if you know who this person is that says, I don't believe it, You have somebody, your friend, your brother, your father, your mother. You yourself don't believe this. You cannot be counted in minyan. You need 10 people to pray together. 10 people say Kaddish. 10 people to have any major Jewish ceremony. Person who doesn't believe Ashgaha Pratit is considered completely an apikoros. Now, if this was only, let's say, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, it would be a tragedy. 10% of Am Yisrael does not believe in Ashgaha Pratit, it's a tragedy. 50%, Hashem Yirachem. It's an epidemic. To say it's a tragedy, it's like saying the Holocaust was a tragedy. Any Holocaust survivor would tell you, calling the Holocaust a tragedy is the understatement of the year. 6 million Jews dying and getting slaughtered in cold blood. Calling that a tragedy is an understatement. How do you know it's an understatement? Take some time, go pick up one of the Sfarim, or you go on my YouTube channel, you go on a playlist called Holocaust Research. On there's a list of different lectures that we did about the topic, including an actual movie. A movie that was made, shows you what happened during the Holocaust. After you watch the movie, and you wipe your tears and probably clean up the vomit, you're going to realize why it wasn't a tragedy at all. It's not tragic at all. There is no word to describe what happened in the Holocaust. Tragedy is an understatement. It's sad and even more tragic that this generation, most kids, have no connection whatsoever to what happened in the Holocaust. Most Jewish kids today have no connection whatsoever. What do I care about the Holocaust? What? Tati, he survived? Okay, so he has a tattoo. I got a tattoo also. He got his for free. What? They have no understanding of what happened in the Holocaust. That means that we don't have to be concerned about the fact that the generation today is not connected to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Moshe, and Yaron from 3,000 years ago. We are so far removed from our reality, from our heritage, that we cannot even connect to a generation and a half ago. Why? One of the reasons is that we are the most ignorant generation that ever lived. We are simply a generation of people that are unlearned. Most of the information that people learn is on the internet and advertisements. That's how we learn. You tell somebody, listen, read this book. They can tell you, you have a video? Okay, I have a video. Oh, it's an hour and a half. You have something shorter? You have something shorter than an hour and a half? How long do you want it? 3 minutes, 3.5. You know, like Prague University. You know, like one of those videos. You have that? Give me the whole world history in 3.5 minutes. Can you give me? That means that it's impossible to teach such a generation. All of the people that are making these 1-minute Torah videos, 3-minute Torah videos, and even ourselves that are making clips of these shiurim, 5-10-minute clips. These shiurim, it's not supposed to be your limud. It's not supposed to be your daily studies, 5-10 minutes. That's supposed to be the appetizer. That 5-10-minute clip is supposed to entice you to want to watch the rest of the shiur. It's not supposed to be your entire learning. If all you're learning every day is 5-10-minute clips, you're never going to get far away. You're never going to get far, period. You're simply going to stay not very different than how you started. I tell you this hard information because, Rabotai Karim, the Holocaust is about to happen again. Gog Magog is written in the prophets over 3,000 years ago. It's a promise. It's not an assumption. It's not an estimate. It's a promise from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And anyone that has not done tshuva will regret the day they were born. Now, I highly recommend that people take things seriously. Now, does that mean that you have to become a rabbi? No. Does that mean that you have to study from day till night? No. But it means you need to take Judaism seriously. First step, learn what the truth is. Second, do it. Enough with the excuses, because what's happening, Rabotai, is that people that have all of these safek, these doubts about Judaism, it's simply because they've never arrived at the emet. They've never arrived at the emet. They want to live the lie in this world, and they've never arrived at the emet. Now, David HaMelech, in Tehillim number 84, verse 11, is a verse. It says, for one day in your courtyards is better than 1,000 elsewhere. Now, most people, myself included, understood this Tehillim, this verse is a very famous verse, as David HaMelech saying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, one day in a Bet Midrash is better than 1,000 days going and playing basketball, going and play video games, going on Wall Street making $1 million a day. One day, Bet Midrash, learning the Emet, is worth more than 1,000 days making $1 million a day. That's the pshat, that's the basic understanding that everybody had. It's David HaMelech talking to Hashem. Saying to Hashem, I love you so much, I love the Emet so much, that even one day of having it, Shtabach Shimo, it's the greatest thing in the world. But the Gemara Masechet Makot, page 10a, says the opposite. It says it's actually David being talked to by Hashem. David said to Hashem, Hashem, when am I going to die? When am I going to die, Hashem? Hashem says, I can't tell you. He says, what day of the week? It's going to be Shabbat. You're going to die on Shabbat, David. We spoke about this last week. So David says to Hashem, okay, so let me die on Friday. Let me die on Friday, so at least I don't die on Shabbat, so they can bury me on Friday. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to David, I'm very upset at Am Yisrael. I'm very upset at Am Yisrael. Why am I upset? All of Am Yisrael, all of the people under David HaMelech are looking forward for David to die. Why? Because they already know the prophecy is, as soon as David HaMelech dies, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give the kingdom to his son Shlomo, and Shlomo is going to build the Bet HaMikdash. Bet HaMikdash, it's like having HaKadosh Baruch Hu on better than WhatsApp, being friends with Hashem on Facebook. Shtabach Shemo, you go to Bet HaMikdash, talk to Hashem. You see a fire coming from heaven every single day in the shape of a lion to burn the korbanot. Imagine the cloud, but it's fire, blue fire, coming down from heaven every day. Lion. Who's not going to believe in miracles? Who's not going to believe in Ashgacha Pratit? You're seeing stuff happen. It's not like stories anymore. So all of Am Yisrael is looking forward to this. They want to build the Bet HaMikdash. So David HaMelech says to Hashem, let me die earlier, so that way everybody wins. One, I don't die on Shabbat, so because you can't bury a person on Shabbat. I die on Friday. And two, Am Yisrael is happy. Why? I die a little earlier. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to David, one day of your learning Torah is worth to me more than 1,000 korbanot, 1,000 sacrifices that your son and the rest of Am Yisrael will make in the Bet HaMikdash. Why is this a big deal to us, Rabotai? Anybody here David HaMelech? No. Anybody here related to David? Not so sure. Rabotai, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told David, you learning Torah is worth to me more than the Bet HaMikdash itself, more than the Karbanot, more than everything. Why is this important? That means that you sitting here right now, listening to Torah, is worth to HaKadosh Baruch Hu more than all of the sacrifices of the Bet HaMikdash. You opening a Gemara, learning, sweating a little bit, trying to figure out what does it actually mean? Who's against who? Why are they arguing? Why can't they all be friends? Why is there machloket? Why do I care about this specific issue if it already happened 3,000 years ago? And so on and so forth. You toiling to get to the emet, to get to the bottom line of the truth, is worth to HaKadosh Baruch Hu more than korbanot, more than sacrifices at the Bet HaMikdash. That's how much it's worth. So, with that being said, this is how we know how valuable the emet is to Hashem. How valuable it is for Hashem for you to know it before it's too late. Because the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah says, once Mashiach comes, there's no more nothing. There's no more conversions, there's no more tshuva, there's no more, oh, I'm sorry. Once Mashiach comes, we're finished. The reality is, it's finished really before that. Why? Why is it finished before that? Because Gog u'Magog is going to happen before the Mashiach comes. Gog u'Magog is not going to be a peaceful war. You know, one side shoots, the other one waits, gets hit. Okay, you know what? We'll wait 2 weeks, then we'll hit you back. Gog u'Magog is going to be a very, very scary war, making everything else that happened before it seem like child's play. And that means we're not going to have the opportunities we have today to study Torah whenever we feel like it. Go, wake up, look at your phone. Instead of seeing all the junk, you go on bezratashem.org, you go to our YouTube channel, you go to our app, you go to the podcast, you press play, and you sit there while you're drinking your coffee. A few times a week, you roll out of bed, you have a shiur 20 minutes away, 5 minutes away, for free. We're not going to have those opportunities. Meaning that to do tshuva during the war is not going to be a piece of cake. Go to minyan, go pray. You have 5, 6, 7, 10 choices in many Jewish communities. You can pray whenever you feel like it sometimes. You need tefillin. All you got to do, make a phone call, send a text message, send a few dollars. You got tefillin within a few days. You want a book? You go on the internet, within 2 days. You got the book, whatever book you want, whatever sefer you want. Not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy. Meaning that to do tshuva once the war is out, it's pretty much the end of times. It's pretty much the end of doing tshuva. Because to do tshuva takes time. You need to know stuff. You need to know what you don't know today. You need to know halachot Shabbat. How do you keep Shabbat? Better yet, how do you not violate Shabbat? Most people think that keeping Shabbat is sleeping, eating, going to shul if you feel like it, and hanging out with the guys. That's what most people think keeping Shabbat is. That means that all of the cows right off of I-95, they're all Shomer Shabbat then. They do it every day. They eat, they drink. They don't go to Beit Knesset usually though. So whenever they go, they come as steak. So what, they're all going to go to Gan Eden? Shabbat is not just about eating, drinking, going to Beit Knesset and sleeping. It's more than that. You need to know that. You need to know how to keep the holidays. Not just to fast. Fasting on Yom Kippur is not really the ikar. Most people think they fast on Yom Kippur. Oh yeah, I keep Yom Kippur. Vast majority of people do not keep Yom Kippur without even knowing it. Why? The Mishnah says, "האומר אחטא ואשוב, אחטא ואשוב, אין מספיקים בידו לעשות תשובה, ויום כיפור לא מכפר על מעשיו." Someone who says, I'm going to sin, then do tshuva, sin, do tshuva, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not going to let him do tshuva, and even Yom Kippur is not going to help him. So Chamim say, what does this mean? Yom Kippur, Rabotai, the Gemara Masechet Ta'anit, page 25a, says the whole point of Yom Kippur is for you to do tshuva, not for you to fast. If you fasted on Yom Kippur, but you didn't do tshuva, you didn't commit to stop sinning, all you did is diet. In Shemaim, they don't even count like you kept Yom Kippur. It's meaningless. Hashem doesn't care if you eat. Hashem cares if you eat. If he didn't want you to eat, he just put starvation. Famine. Everybody's religious. So the point is, Rabotai, these are the types of things you're going to need to know, because that's the emet. That's the emet. If you didn't know it until now, Baruch haba. Welcome. This is Judaism. Does that mean it's really hard? Not necessarily. Judaism is not hard. It's only hard for people who don't want to do it. If you don't want to change your life, Judaism is extremely hard. But if you want to change your life, you want to be a better person, you want to be closer to Hashem, then Judaism is very easy.